I got to take a look at the Pixel 9 Pro Fold to spend some time with it. I'm here in Germany right now, so hello from Germany. So I'm here for IFA, and Google has a booth set up. I was able to spend some time and look at the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and I have some thoughts about it. So, of course, we know it's a $1,800 phone, 1,799 bucks, and they're using the Pro name, just like the Pro XL and the 9 Pro. And there are a lot of similarities, but there are also, of course, some things that are different, right? So we know that it doesn't have the same cameras that are in the Pixel 9 Pro or the Pro XL. We know it doesn't have as big of a battery. We know it doesn't have the vapor chamber. And those are a couple of things that I have some heartache with because I don't think it should be called the Pixel Pro Fold. I think they could have avoided all of that and just called it the Pixel Fold 2, and it probably would have held a little bit better weight with the name because it makes more sense. It is very much like the Pixel Fold, but they changed things, right? So we now have a different design. You can see what it looks like here. So we have a bigger screen on the front side. It's more commercialized, more akin to what you see with like the OnePlus Open, which I think a lot of people like. The inside of the screen is bigger. It lays flat now, which that's a big improvement. It's no longer where it feels like it's not open all the way. That was some frustration that I had with the original Pixel Fold. It has smaller bezels. That's good too. It's still very heavy. It is a little lighter. I mean, it shaved some weight off. I guess they couldn't lose too much weight year over year, but it did shave off some weight. It does feel fairly balanced, but it does still feel very heavy. And that's something like I've been using the Honor Magic V3 the last couple of weeks as well, and it's like super crazy light. So going from the Honor Magic V3 over the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, I'm like, wow, this is a huge difference. And I can't wait to see what the comparisons looks like when you look at the camera because Google is saying that the Pixel 9 Pro Fold has the best cameras out of a foldable phone, which again, I like to put an asterisk next to that because, well, a foldable phone doesn't have as good of cameras as a regular phone. And that's where it kind of rubs me the wrong way when they call it the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. The cameras do not hold up to the Pixel 9 Pro or the Pixel 9 Pro XL. So there's that. It's a beautiful looking phone. It's kind of disappointing they didn't move into some other colors. I would have liked to see more colors, but they didn't. They just left it, I believe, with the porcelain and the obsidian again, which is kind of lame. It has 256 gigabytes of storage, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and that's good. It helps make it more future-proof. And I know that I had a lot of problems with the original Pixel Fold. At least they listen. They launched it before the iPhone comes out. At least they listen, and they made a couple of other different changes with it. But still, I think the cameras are a little bit in the lacking department. But overall, I mean, it's a very premium looking phone. It's a very premium feeling phone. So, I mean, the build quality is there. It's weird to me. The phone looks like an iPhone, looks like a Pixel 9 Pro, but then they put this squared boxy frame around it that I think they could have done without. It gives it a wider stance than it really needs to, and it kind of throws it off because you've got like the nice looking slender phone there. It looks like a Pixel 9 Pro, but then it has like that little edge where it makes it a squared off frame. Like, why couldn't you just leave it more rounded? I mean, that would have been cool. Maybe it would have stood out a little bit more. But yeah, at least it has the Tensor 4. We didn't get the Tensor 3. I remember when the Pixel Fold came out and they announced that it was going to have the Tensor 2. I'm like, what are you people doing? The Pixel 8 is just right around the corner. It's going to have the Tensor 3. Why would you put a Tensor 2 in your Pixel Fold that costs $1,800, but then 2 months later we're going to get the Pixel 8 and you're going to put the Tensor 3 in? But the Tensor 4, by all accounts, seems to be a really, really good chip. I've had no problems with it. It's good on battery life. It's good on heat. It's good on the modem is significantly better. Finally got a new modem. So there's a lot of excitement there because there are a lot of significant improvements here. So I will give them a lot of credit and say, hey, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold has a lot of improvements. And I think I could give it maybe a little more praise if they don't call it a Pro, because when you take a look at what we got with the Pixel 9 Pro or the Pro XL, it has the vapor chamber in it. That's something that significantly helps out in a lot of these high performance situations. The Tensor 4 is subject to throttling, and it throttles very quickly because it wants to preserve battery life. It doesn't want it to get too hot. When it does those things, efficiencies suffer, but also when you throttle it, your performance suffers too. So we've seen a lot of the benchmark stuff, and although, yes, when you run benchmarks, all of the processors, they will eventually start throttling, but the Tensor G4 throttles particularly fast, which most of you might not even ever find that. So if you're not pushing the phone, you're not going to have a lot of throttling. If you're not into gaming, you're probably never going to throttle this phone. But what is nice, though, is with the Tensor G4, it does have significant improvements when it comes to the AI stuff, and it can process a lot of the stuff on AI extremely fast. And using the Pixel Studio image generation, I've been using things like Grok and some other things like with on X, or formerly known as Twitter, and the Pixel Studio performs pretty well, and it is faster with a lot of its AI stuff. So we're just going to see more and more improved competencies with the Pixel phones as we go forward. And then it'll be interesting because the conversation next year will be the TSMC chip as opposed to the Samsung chip. So Samsung makes the Tensor that's in here right now, just like they made the Tensor 3, the Tensor 2, the Tensor 1. And there's a lot of folks who are hanging on for next year, waiting for the Pixel 10 because it'll have a chip made by TSMC, who makes like Apple and Qualcomm. They're the best. Like they're the gold standard when it comes to making chips. Samsung is not, and that's been known for a long time. But I don't think there's going to be much of a difference. Why? Because Google's still designing the chip. So if Google's still designing the chip and telling the company how to make it and what it's going for, very clearly over the last 4 years, Google has not prioritized speed. They have not prioritized benchmarks. They have not prioritized power. It's been all about fine-tuning the chipset for the software experience so you get the best AI experience. It's very smooth, very fluid, and complementary to Android, which of course Google makes. So I don't think we're going to see this big like hallelujah second coming chip that everybody thinks that it's going to be. It's still not going to be a Snapdragon, and it's still going to be more geared towards things like computational photography, geared towards things like AI processing and handling those large language algorithms and handling Google's own language models. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's an interesting phone. I still haven't decided if I'm going to buy one or not. There was no point in me buying one while I was here because I'm in Germany right now. I will not be home for several more days. The phone came out a couple of days ago. So we'll see what happens. But I do have at home, I ordered a Pixel 9. I wasn't going to get the 9, but I did go ahead and order the 9. I have that. It's waiting for me at home. So I'm going to cover the Pixel 9. I have the Pixel 9 Pro sitting at home waiting for me. I bought that as well. So my own money, bought the Pixel 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, so I can cover these things for you guys. And I'll make a decision on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. When I had the Pixel Fold, I liked it just fine, but it just wasn't something that I was very excited about. I did like the front screen experience, but by and by, the phone itself just didn't really feel like it was worth that much money to me. And this go around, I want to spend some more time with one in person, take a look at it. I mean, I'm not going to be able to give you all day one coverage anyway because I'm out of the country. So I'm still kind of digesting it to make a decision on what I'm going to do there. But yeah, I just didn't have a lot of warm fuzzies for it last year. This year, I don't like the design change. I liked some of the things they did with the Pixel Fold form factor last year, and I was hoping we would see like a refined version of that this year. Reminded me a lot of the Microsoft Surface Duo and its dimensions. I like that smaller, shorter, more unique form factor. So if they could have just give us better battery, give us a better chip, give us less like smaller bezels, make it lighter, and give us a better hinge, like there was some room to work with there, and they decided to just scrap all that and try and make a phone like everybody else. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Beautiful phone. It looks great, feels premium, Tensor 4. It should be pretty good if it's what you're looking for. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this one. If you have any questions or comments, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time.